All right, we are live. Welcome to the weekly Q&A and form checks. I'm Mick Solomons, the developer of the Starting Strength app and Strength Club, and with me today is Starting Strength coach Chase Lindley. G'day, Chase.
What's up, Mick?
Not much, man. Not much. Rusty can't join us today, or he might pop in later. He's dealing with a new client, so if you're wondering where he is, he's stuck at the gym. So hopefully he'll join us a bit later on. So let's just whip into some form checks. We've got a few on the cards today. We have got Amat Asjr. Sorry if I'm butchering that. I reckon we're going to see a squat here.
Yep. I like your hand position there, Amar. I'm just going to call you Amar. Sorry about that. And then I see that you're squatting without shoes. That's fine and all, but this is probably if that's kilos. You're squatting with like 25 kilos. It's like 120, so that's about 275 that you have on the bar. I'd still want you to have some shoe protection there, even if it's Converses.
Oh, is he squatting barefoot, is he?
Yeah, he just has socks on.
Ah, right.
This camera angle is not the greatest, but I can tell that you're not hitting depth. Just keep shoving your knees out. Actually, maybe even turn your toes out just a little bit wider, and you'll be hitting depth, man. Other than that, I can't see much from this angle, but maybe bringing your hands just a little bit. Kind of raise your chest there, but you can't really see that much with this angle, man.
Yeah, give us a video from like the oblique behind angle so we can kind of see a bit more with you. That's probably the best angle for the squat, but yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's got what are those fancy mirrors? Is it like window into Narnia or something going on in that gym? Like there's mirrors everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually squatting at like the firehouse, man.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah,
right. Comment Isaac Medina. Chase, I'm coming to the squat camp in 2 weeks. Can't wait to learn from the strongest.
Awesome, man. Can't wait to see you, dude.
Is that in Wichita Falls?
No, it's actually being Houston.
Oh, it's in Houston. Cool. All right.
We're starting to do a lot more camps in Houston. So we got the squat camp coming up like in the 17th. Nick Delgadillo is going to come down for a coaching development camp like early November, late October, or August. No, October. I don't even know what fucking month it is. But I think, November 4th or something like that. That number is sticking out for my memory.
Oh, cool. Oh, that'll be good. All right, Isaac, no worries. Next up, I think we have Asian Becky, who resubmitted her squat video. Why are you laughing?
Just the whole entire conundrum that we had last time.
She seemed cool with it. She seems cool with Asian Becky now, so
that's good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, these are already looking a lot better than the one she.
yeah, her depth way better. But I still want your stance a little bit wider, Becky. Get the knees a little bit more forward. I think Rusty was talking about this last time, but just set the knees more forward than you think. And then that's going to help you kind of lean over a little bit more too. Let's see. That's way better on depth.
Yeah.
There's a few borderline, but you definitely hit depth a lot more consistently.
You think she's squatting a little too deep?
I'd rather she squat a little bit too deep than too high.
Yep.
Right? We can kind of fix the too deep problem by her just staying tight and kind of giving her a little bit of a tempo on her way down that she knows, like, okay, if I count to 3, around 3 I need to come up. Versus if I'm squatting high, it's like throwing darts when you're drunk at a dartboard. You're just going to hit everything.
Yep, fair enough. All right, good work, Asian Becky. Keep the videos coming. Mark S. Fellas, how many rounds will it take Mike Tyson to punch Roy Jones into next century? and how much weaker is he now as a 50-year-old versus in his prime as a 25-year-old?
I don't know, man. Mike Tyson still has it whenever he's 50. I mean, I've seen some videos, on Instagram and stuff like that, where his speed work is still pretty damn fast being 50. Like, of course, he's not going to be where he was when he was 25, but the man's still scary. I don't know if I would get into the ring with him.
I think I heard him on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about that video that he did, where he was on the heavy bag, and for about 30 seconds, and Tyson said something like, "Well, you didn't see me afterwards. It took me about a week to recover from that. I couldn't even move."
Jeez, man.
Anyway, still.
But that dude, he's just a specimen, man. He's just ungodly crazy.
30 seconds is all it'd take, I think, for most of us, to him to destroy most of us. So.
Exactly.
Travis Reed, morning fellas. Where's Rusty? Was he too scared to confront Chase this week, given he also released a pin press video?
I don't know, man. I gotta talk to him on that. He's trying to just mask me, man. He's trying to steal my clout.
Rusty couldn't make it today. He might join us a bit later on, but he's stuck with a new client at the moment, so he's running a bit late. Travis. All right. Next video we have Get Strong 10. I think we had him on last week as well.
All right, Get Strong. Your ass is a little bit too high, man. I think you're starting with the bar too close to you. See how you keep rolling it back into your shins? If you're having trouble with the setup, go through the 5 steps, right? Get your stance 1 inch away. Your shin's actually 1 inch away from the barbell. Your stance, like your toe angle and all that stuff, looks good. But take your grip after you get 1 inch away from the barbell. Don't roll the bar, but bend your knees until your shins touch, and that's going to put your hips in the right position. Your hips are starting way high, man.
Yeah, you can see him knocking the bar forward as soon as he starts to lift as well. So yeah.
And due to your hips being so high, it's making it harder to set your low back. So you're kind of pulling this with a rounded back.
Yep. And yeah, I don't know if you have to lift on that pad as well, but that pad looks pretty soft. So that's probably, yeah, I don't know what you can do about that, but
No.
Nothing.
Nope, not at all, man.
Yeah.
Or just go to some remote corner of the gym there and just be really quiet with the deadlifts.
Yeah. It's definitely not helping you. All right, there you go. Get Strong 10. Matthew Joseph in the comments. Hey fellas, took your advice from last week and started deadlifting in lifters instead of wrestling shoes. Really having a hard time with my setup. Everything feels off. Any advice for transitioning?
It's going to feel off due to the elevated heel. But at the same time, like we stated earlier, you need that heel support when the weight gets heavy so your foot, the arch of your foot doesn't get splayed. If you need to, knock down some of the weight, right? Take it off 20 pounds, 25 pounds, and kind of go through that whole entire teaching progression again, right? Get 1 inch away, literally just kind of dumb it down to where you feel like you're hitting it right on the spot every single time.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. I mean, give us some more information, Matthew. What's feeling off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you not get your back into extension, or what's going on there? Just let us know and we'll come back to you. Do you normally give people advice about transitioning, Chase? Is that a question you get asked quite a bit?
Usually no. I mean, it's a pretty simple transition. If you go from we've had several clients at the gym who start out with Converses, and then within a week we tell them, hey, look, start looking around, start shopping for weightlifting shoes, and 9 times out of 10 they're like, holy shit, this feels way better. They're like, yeah, we told you. And then we still have that one stubborn dude who's been used to having Converses, and he's been loading his heels up so much to where it just throws everything off. So now he kind of has to relearn that movement pattern about being a little bit more forward. And other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, I think the first time I came to Wichita Falls, I had a pair of Chucks, and I got told off pretty quickly about wearing those in the gym, and I had to use a pair of there's like 60 pairs.
The relics.
Yeah, there's 60 pairs of old crappy weightlifting shoes out the back that God knows, how much fungus I picked up from those.
Oh,
but it's just
it was funny. The seminar that I helped staff in June, there was a guy who wore like those toe shoes.
what? Oh, the Vibrams.
Yeah, those. I just call them toe shoes. And Rip had just stated previously, or Rip or Nick, someone had stated that we need squat shoes on the platform. It doesn't matter if you're lifting in Converses or whatever the hell you got to grab some weightlifting shoes from the back rack. So this guy doesn't listen, of course, and I kind of catch Rip out of the corner of my eye, kind of like just drawing to him, like shark looking for an open prey in the water. So he grabs a 5-pound from the weight tree, kind of stands next to the dude, and then slams the 5 pounds right next to the dude's foot. Like, whoops. And then he's like, you better go change your shoes. I was like, that didn't really even serve a purpose, but I guess it scared him into wearing weightlifting shoes.
I mean, a 5-pound plate on a weightlifting shoe is still going to hurt. I mean,
it is.
Probably going to hurt less, slightly less.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can't aim for your pinky toe if it's separated.
Yeah, true. That is true. So Matthew Joseph from before with the shoes, he says, I was only about to get 1 rep in working set. Felt like my hips were too high. My leverages didn't seem to be working. Felt like I was doing all the work with my lower back. And then he says, by the way, all my prior PRs were done in Vibrams.
You're probably setting up a little bit too close, right? Make sure that if you're deadlifting, you're 1 inch away, and you got your toes out far enough. If your shins are jamming into the bar, that's going to make your hips set up high. And then for your squat, if you've squatted in these shoes yet, and you're not able to hit depth, I think it's more of a factor of toe angle, man. I think you were able just to kind of get your feet into place, kind of get them more parallel to each other instead of having a toe angle, and you've been not used to just shoving out your toes as much.
Yep. All right. Send us a video, Matthew, and we'll see if we can squeeze it in next week. So up next we have J. Petri. He's pulled the mask off.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how people live in masks. You just need fish hose stockings. Just cut it out.
Like you're about to rob a liquor store or something.
Yeah. All right, Jay, you got to slow these things way down, man. Don't move your head at all, right? So you got a load on your back, and even though it's supported by the posterior delts and stuff like that, cranking your neck around whenever you have, 235, 230 on your back, not going to be good for it. And it's throwing off your position, right? You're kind of way over the place. Burn a hole, like imagine if you had laser vision, burn a hole with your gaze into whatever the hell you're looking at. And you're going to need a tempo going down, right? You're kind of crashing into the bottom. Count to 3, 4, 5, somewhere around there. Slow your ass down and don't even think about a bounce. Just think about knees out and coming up.
Yep.
You're kind of all over the place, man.
Yeah, I think Alex had a cue for this the other week, and he calls it a pretty princess neck. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
What does that mean?
It's like, I think it's for like women who did those beauty pageants. Like they kind of want to putting your sort of so everyone can see your neck. So you sort of he said something like that, and me and Rusty were both like, "What?" He goes, and he said, "Oh, most men will have heard of that before." And we kind of took a quick pause, like, "No one's ever heard of that before."
Yeah, never heard that before.
Anyway, that's the cue we use now. So yeah. All right, Jay Petri, thanks for that. More comments. Matthew Joseph again, squatting in the lifters is okay. Been doing that for a bit. It's just that the deadlifts that are off, but thanks.
Sweet. Yeah, just send us a form check, man. So that way we can actually see what the hell's going on.
Yeah. George Gerhard. I get lightheaded holding my breath during squats after 6 to 7 reps.
Well, that's your problem right there. Look, man, take a breath at the start of the rep, and then while the bar is in motion, don't breathe. And then stop right after you lock it out, breathe each time. That way you don't get lightheaded and you don't pass out and look like a fool in the gym that you're training at.
Yeah, I mean, why are you doing 6 or 7 reps? I guess is the other question as well. Yeah, I mean, what program are you doing that sort of has you doing that many reps?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling on. Who's up next? Kenneth Q. We met Kenneth on last week. We've definitely. Oh, yep. Here we go. He's there with his 15 fan setup.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like testing how aerodynamic his head is.
Well, apparently he said he's from Florida, and this is, I guess, feels like death down there because it's all humid and stuff.
Well,
Which, do what you got to do.
He's wearing all black, like everything is black as well. That probably doesn't help.
Not. All right, Kenneth, you got to get more of a bounce going with your hips. You're just kind of crashing the bar down on you with your arms. It's almost like pulling the bar into the bounce. Instead of throwing your quads or your belt towards the wall, you may need to go down and weight just a little bit, but kind of think of the bar as like a pool noodle, right? And you need the thing to kind of flex down and flex back up, and that spring helps actually drive the bar up.
What do you think about people with wide press stances? 'Cause that looks pretty wide to me.
I like the wide press stance. Like I kind of take a wide one too. Mm-hmm. It helps the knees locked, right? Especially if you have like a troublesome client or you yourself are dealing with a little bit of knee bend on the press. Having that wide stance is able. I don't know exactly the science, but it's a lot harder for the knees to bend, especially if you're squeezing the hell out of your quads.
Yep.
Yeah, it may be something to do with the adductors pulling because of the wide stance, but yeah, I rather them have a wide stance. Now, granted, there is such a thing as having too wide of a stance, but Kenneth, man, your stance looks fine.
All right.
He's barely getting a bounce.
He's barely getting what? Sorry.
A bounce from his hips. Yeah. That's a major.
Yep. All right, Kenneth. Thanks, man. Send us another video when you made those adjustments. Tricky Trick 69696969. Boys, Tuesday, once again, work is rudely interrupting my viewing, but I'm trying. Also, Chase liked my video on Instagram a few days ago, and I fanboyed way too hard. I think that's it's Ricky Champion. I think if you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's over in Perth in Australia. So yeah, on your Tricky Trick. Let's keep rolling. We have Leo Assad in the disco gym coming up.
I missed the people in the background, man. The background dancers.
Yeah, they cleared off. Okay,
Leo, just go down a little bit deeper. So you're kind of feeling for depth. Kind of what I was talking about with Asian Becky here. You just got to keep going down, right? You're going to kind of feel this bounce too, like that third one that you did. I'm sure you felt the bounce there, right? So that bounce is kind of an indicator of when to come up. See, on the fourth one, you're like, oh, fuck, I felt a bounce. Now I'm trying to feel for it again. You just got to keep going down, man, and stay tight.
Yeah. Do you think he looks like he's kind of, you think he's exaggerating the sort of putting your butt back first? Kind of looks like
low back extension?
Yeah.
Or just over? Maybe just a little bit. He is pretty flexible. I think this may cause problems down the line. Mm-hmm. Squeeze your abs a little bit more, Leo. But the main thing here is just the depth.
Yep.
You gotta speed it up, speed your descent up, and you'll hit the bottom, man.
Man, he's got an awesome beard going on there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's like a wispy, like who's old mate from Harry Potter, the Dumbledore. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, or like a ZZ Top. Yeah. They're like some rockers from Houston that have really long gray beards, man. They're cool.
I wonder where Leo is, where that strange gym is. Curious. Let us know, Leo. All right. Peyton 80. Man, it must be hot wherever these guys are.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like really hot in the US at the moment? Are they having like an uncomfortably hot?
Right now in Houston, man, it's like 85 and It's actually kind of nice because it's not really humid. There's no like hurricanes trying to attack us.
Not this week anyway.
Yeah. All right, Peyton. So try to get your grip a little bit wider and take a thumbless grip. The bar it kind of looks a little bit high. Gotta put that thing a little bit lower, and that's going to cause you to lean over even more than you want. But we need you to lean over. Can't really see your stance, but keep shoving at your knees. You feel how your knees are crashing into the bottom there. Turn your heels in just a little bit. Looks like you have your stance a little bit wide. I think we'll be set after that. Let's see. Yeah, just turn your heels in. Try to get the bar a little bit lower on your back. Put your thumbs on top. There's several good videos on starting strength about bar grip and stuff like that. Take a look at that. And then everything else kind of looks good, man.
What do you think about the, you think he's over midfoot when he's at the bottom?
It's kind of hard to tell. I see that 1 foot, and he's kind of dancing all over the place.
I mean,
he kind of has, it may look like he has a collapsed arch a little bit because he's kind of caving in just a little bit. Peyton, think about keeping the weight on the outside of the feet. So that's going to help keep your knees out as you go down and not let them shoot back in.
Do you think he's sort of, I mean, he's pretty upright with this squat. Is that just got a long torso thing, or is it?
He does have a long torso, but I want him to lean over a little bit more, right? So this bar position being as high as it is, it's going to make him a little bit more versus, him being in the correct bar position. And I mean, there's going to be a slight difference, but Peyton's definitely going to feel it.
Yeah, he is at his high bar. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. There you go, Peyton. Send us another video, mate. Okay, up next we have P. Keen. I think we've had this guy before as well.
All right, so this is high right off the bat, man. It kind of looks too heavy for you to hit your depth. I'd take down probably 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds, and just work on shoving at your knees at the bottom and slowing it down. Just get comfortable with your descent. You got to fix your grip too. Try to, like, same thing when I was talking to Peyton, put your thumbs on top, kind of get your hands a little bit wider, and then go over one of the videos that we have on YouTube over it. Your stance looks pretty good. So, what are you thinking, Mick?
Yeah, I mean, his grip's problematic. He's got to get his thumbs over the bar, and they're obviously high as well. So that's probably the biggest issues, really. Probably just drop a bit of weight off and start working up. Do you think his stance is a little bit wide?
Let's see. Just start him out here. We'll pause the video.
Does look shoulder width.
He could probably have his heels maybe half an inch in, but other than that, like, it's pretty good. It's just him stopping before he's able to hit depth. I think he's kind of worried about, resting the bar on the pins.
What about the? What do you think about his toe position, like toe angle?
Toe angle, it's fine. So you saw kind of like on that first rep how he kind of pulls in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have you're gonna have to consciously think about shoving out the knees and dropping your stomach right in between your legs. Right, so make room for your stomach. Just shove them out to the wall on either side of you, so the right and the left. And that's gonna be a little bit easier once you take the weight down, just a tad.
Yeah, probably time to get a belt as well, I reckon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much this is. Maybe.
Looks like
it's like
225, and a bit.
Yeah, you could probably stand to do a belt, man.
Yeah. Yep.
But first, work on getting your depth, and then we'll start throwing in the belt.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Thanks, P. Keen. Crown of Iron. Listening to this while finishing off a project report. Okay.
Nice, man. Just as long as you turn it in on time.
Let's keep going. We have Rommel. Oh, this guy's not sending this in from Germany. Doesn't look like it. That's a Gold's Gym.
Do you not have Gold's Gyms in Germany?
I don't know. Probably no Goldstein's gyms in Germany, I'm guessing.
I guess not. So this is some high bar action, man. You got to put that bar a little bit if you can. So even with the high bar, watch your knees, right? You got to set your knees and keep them set and not let your knees shoot forward. So there's going to be some element of leaning over and shoving back with your ass. Kind of set that low back a little bit harder and maintain it at the bottom. You're kind of loosening up. Maybe hit depth. Can't really tell how your stance is. But just the main thing is work on setting the knees and then sitting back like there's a bucket or a box behind you and just maintaining that leaned over position.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, is there a reason why you're not low bar squatting? I mean, it doesn't seem like he's got any issues with his grip, like shoulder flexibility or anything like that. So,
and if you could, Rommel, kind of elevate this camera, man. I think you leaned it against something. See if you can't, buy a tripod. They're not that expensive. Or just prop it up against something a little bit higher. So that way we kind of have a better viewing point for your stance and your toe angle and making sure that the bar position is, where we want it.
Yeah, get it up. If you can get it up on a bench as well, that's probably the easiest way because that gets it up at about hip height for us. So makes things easier for us.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Rommel. Tricky Trick 6969. When the knees travel forward during the entire descent, does that normally mean too vertical of a back angle?
It will end up as so due to, so what the knees do is that they kind of anchor the back angle, right? So you have your hamstrings, right? They cross two joints. They cross the hips and the knees. So if one position of the anchor point, the hips, stay relatively set, but then the other anchor point goes way the hell forward, that's going to pull the anchor point of the hips more forward, and being all connected to the thigh, all that stuff is going to be pulled forward and cause your back angle to be too vertical. So about in the first third of the squat, your knees are going to be moving forward, but after that, they stop, right? Depending on your anthropometry and how long your femurs are and, torso angle and stuff like that, you're going to set your knees roughly about a little bit over the toes, maybe in line with toes, maybe slightly behind, somewhere around there. And they're going to freeze there as you slowly hit depth, right? You're going to keep shoving at your knees. It's okay if they kind of move laterally, but forward or backwards, we don't want them to do.
Yep. All right, Tricky Trick. When was the last time you sent us a video? Yeah, send us another video and we'll take a look if you've got any issues at that. All right. Sebastian. Overhead press. Man, has this guy got a rack set up in his college dorm room or something? It's
Yeah, that's the dude who clamped the bench the last time.
Oh, yeah, it is too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got that sort of short bar. Is that a short bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah, the diameter looks pretty small.
Yeah, it's not quite a standard bar, but it's also not quite an Olympic bar. But anyway, got to use what you got to use.
Yeah, exactly. Sebastian, these aren't bad, man. Watch how you're finishing the press. Just shrug, right? Make your biceps touch your ears. Don't throw your head forward, and keep the elbows in. Right? You're in a relatively closed room. Imagine if you're in a closet or a telephone booth and you're pressing, right? So you can't allow your elbows to flare out, because that's going to stall the bar about halfway up on the lift. Hips look nice. You can't really see your knees, but I don't really see a knee bend. Got to make sure your hips don't move up or down. They don't really seem like it.
Yeah, they look pretty solid.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. All right, good work, Sebastian. What do you think about locking out the press and holding it while you're regaining your breath? Because I think it was like rep 3 or rep 4. He holds it up there for a god-awful long time.
Yeah, it's okay if the weight's light, but sooner or later you're going to have to learn on just a set it back down, and to catch your breath at the bottom, because it always screws people up just sitting it there, and then they get all worried about their next rep because they know it's going to be hard. They start breathing, and they're just like, oh, fuck. You have that time for your mind to kind of doubt yourself. Don't. Like, you're just a machine whenever you press. Set it down, take a quick breath, and just go. Just aim for your nose, keep it close, and just keep pressing on it.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good question for you. As someone who presses a lot of weight. I mean, how do you overcome the doubt? Because, I mean, you must get to a certain point, like, say, when you're doing your 390-pound press. How do you... There must be some doubt that creeps in your mind, like, there's no way I'm going to get this. Or do you just not even think like that?
Well, I mean, you kind of always have those doubts with any lift, right? It could be a squat, deadlift, or anything like that. But what I do right before I lift is I take a little bit. I either put on headphones, or I go somewhere that there's not that many people in the gym, and I literally visualize the lift in every aspect. I visualize how the bar is going to feel in my hands, like literally like the knurling. Did I have enough chalk on? I imagine if I'm pressing, I'm literally seeing myself cock my hands in like this, and I'm wrapping my fingers around the bar. I'm taking it out with my elbows forward in front of the bar. I'm taking a big breath, and I'm going. And I repeat that 5, 6, 10 times, no matter how many times, enough to where, like, I know in my brain I'm not going to fail. And then also, I mean, I've been doing this enough to where I feel confident about my numbers and what I know is going to be on the bar. I'm not going to miss. Like, I can't afford to miss because, I mean, I'm too further along in this training block or in my program where I can't afford a miss right now. So I got to get it up anyway. How?
Mm-hmm. And then you let someone like dangle a gold watch in front of you and
yeah,
hypnotizing.
Yeah, you can use where the hell if you want to staple a $100 bill, to the wall, do it. Screw it.
Tricky Trick 696969. I've sent a press video and I'll send a squat tomorrow. Should be some 180 kilograms by 5 action. So Tricky Trick's got some solid weight going there.
Yeah, he does, man.
Yeah, that's great. Travis Reed. Not only are there Gold's gyms in Germany, it appears the entire Gold's operation will soon be owned by a German fitness group, RSG, who are purchasing Golds for $100 million.
Damn, man.
Damn.
That doesn't seem much. We should have bought it, Strength Club should have.
Yeah, I don't think the revenues of Strength Club would cover that.
Nah.
There you go. You reckon Rip would sell starting strength for $100 million and the Wichita Falls Athletic Club?
As much as he dogs on Golds, fuck no.
How much you reckon he'd sell Wichita Falls Athletic Club for? How much you reckon it's worth?
Dude, it's priceless, man. That thing is
priceless.
It's like that old Japanese sword that has been handed down from generations to generations, and it's just the people there. There's so much history behind that stuff. It's the words alone. Like, you have to be in it. Like, you have to live it. Like, Rusty knows it, I know it, and the few of the members there too know it. Is that this place is magical, man? You can't take it out.
Yep, it's true. Is it still $8 a month or a week, the membership fees?
It's actually kind of gone up because right now this is the busiest the gym's been. I think a lot of people are getting their heads out of their ass from Wichita Falls and are actually looking to train.
Rip wouldn't like that too much, would he?
He actually doesn't mind it. As long as people don't work out while he's working out or ask him stupid shit, he doesn't care.
Mark S. says, does it come with 60 pairs of fungus-ridden shoes?
I mean, hell, if those shoes impart some wisdom or some lifting capabilities, fuck, man, I'll wear them. I don't care.
Yeah. Leo Sard from the Disco Gym. He said, hi guys, I'm in Rio de Janeiro. My problem is that when I try to go deeper in the squat, my knees drive forward. What can I do to solve this?
Set your low back, making sure that your low back is set, and just keep sitting back with your hips, right? If you have a box or something, if your problem is too bad, get a box that's just slightly below parallel and squat to it, right? To where you have to set your hips back so much to where your knees have to stay in place. Or we can use this thing called a tubo, right? So if you have like a foam roller or something that's going to be rigid and stand right in front of your toes, you're going to squat not touch that tubo, and it's going to allow you to send your hips back and lean over a little bit more. I think there's plenty of articles and videos on the website that it explains that.
Yeah, it was tubo is a terribly useful block of wood or something like that.
Yeah, that's the acronym.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of articles on the Starting Strength site about how to use that. All right, thanks, Leo. What we got next? S. Gokman. I'm going with that. I was about to say it looks like the bar's really low, but then it's just a weird angle, I think.
Yeah, those J hooks, man, they're like a foot apart, and you just kind of have to hope that you're the right height for that.
Yeah.
All right, man, your stance is way too wide. You got to bring it in probably like 2 inches, maybe 3, and just rotate your heels, put them underneath your shoulders, and slow these reps down, man. Make sure that you're pausing at the top, taking a big breath, and kind of feeling the breath out. So rep previous, let's say you're forward, and you know that you're forward, work on cueing yourself staying in midfoot. Like you're speeding through this so fast that your mind and your body don't really have time to think. You're just kind of getting through it.
And he's got 325 on the bar as well. So I mean, it's pretty impressive. The bar speed's pretty impressive.
Exactly. Just clean it up, and man, that's gonna be like 405 here pretty soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Bring in your stance.
Yeah. All right. Good work, S. Gokman. All right. Steve, we have next. Triple S, Steve.
Do you think it was meant to be stuttered like that?
Well, I mean, that's his name, so.
I think that was brilliant, man.
All right, this is going to take a while. Hey, what's he got hanging off the rope thing there?
I don't know. Is that a mask or?
I don't know. It might be a bag of cocaine or something.
Yeah, it looks like a huge ass diamond. All right, Steve, you're kind of going too low and you're relaxing. Set the low back and work on sending your knees a little bit more forward. Your grip, maybe grip a little bit wider. It's hard to tell if you're in the low bar position. I'm betting that you're probably not. You're probably doing some bastardized version of it. Make sure that you're setting that bar right on your posterior delts. Your stance, can't really see that width, just like how we were talking about with Rommel, whatever the hell his name is. Get this camera a little bit more elevated, and we'll see a little bit more. We can help you out. But the main thing here is that you're just relaxing and you're sitting back a little bit too much. Let the knees go forward and set that low back.
Yeah, and let us know as well why you're doing a high bar squat if there's any reason. But it doesn't seem like any reason he couldn't do a low bar squat.
No, man, you're a young kid. You'll get it.
Yeah. All right. I think S. Gokman from before just said, thanks for the tips, guys.
Sweet.
No worries, man. Glad we could help. All right. So Steve, thanks. T. Bonham 23. I'm excited for this one. I don't know why, but I'm just excited to see what's going to happen here.
It's kind of a cool looking gym. Looks like a playground.
Yeah, it does a bit, yeah.
It's a pretty nice setup, man.
It is, yeah. That one's a decent deadlift too.
Yeah. Just hold the lockout a little bit more. I like about a second on the lockout. And then make sure that you're squeezing out all the slack. There's a little bit of a jerk. So what I like to do is also pause right before you go, add like a split second in, make sure you're squeezed, like your eyeballs are about to pop out, and just think about pushing the floor away, right? Kind of making the bar float up. It's a nice, easy transition from being on the floor to the lockout position.
Yeah.
But other than that, This thing, it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. He does lose his back a little bit as he progresses, I guess. That first
No,
rep he was nice and flat, but yeah, looking good. A lot of quarter squatting going on in the background there as well. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
I like the little bars at the end of the platform. I guess that's to stop the bar from rolling off.
Oh no, those are to add bands and stuff.
Ah, right.
Banded deadlifts.
I wonder how many people trip on that thing. Like, God, it looks.
I don't know. I bet that's so fun.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this weird apparatus about the monkey bars. Like, do they have people swinging from their squats to their deadlifts, or is the floor lava? You can't touch it.
I don't know. Yeah, it is pretty weird. I see all sorts of weird gyms in this thing. All right. Anyway, T Bonham, thanks, man. What do we got? Oh, the Beaker 73. I don't know how much we're going to be able to see from this angle. Well, it looks like he's fixing it up.
Changes it.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to tell much from this, I guess, but we'll do our best.
It's a nice homemade rack, though.
It is.
So,
yeah.
I guess he kind of put that bar there from rolling. I wonder if his garage is not even.
Well, he might be doing rack pulls, I guess, but...
No, he's outside of the rack.
Are they not on pins? I thought they... For some reason I thought... No, they're not.
So you see the pins are on the inside? I bet his garage is all fucked up and kept the bar from rolling.
Yeah, it could be.
But keep your ass up a little bit higher, man. On that first one, looks like your ass can raise up about another inch or so. And squeeze the hell out of your back. I want to see wrinkles on your shirt as you extend that back. That really doesn't look bad.
Try and get... Yeah, next time you send us a video, just put the camera back a bit so we can see your feet and get everything in frame. That'll be sort of pretty helpful.
Look how close he is. The wall is to the other side.
Oh, wait a minute. If you scroll through to the video, there's actually another set where it is a bit better. Yeah, his garage is fucked up. You're right. You can see the bar roll when he finishes the set. The bar rolls into the rack. So yeah, I guess it's on a bit of an angle.
Yeah, and that's gonna make your setup hard. I understand that your garage is not uneven. If anything, they make this cool thing called a deadlifting wedge, where it kind of holds your bar in place. Kind of locks the plates on the floor and keep them from rolling. That way, you know that your setup every single time is perfect because you can get 1 inch away and not have to roll it into your shins and kind of guess where your hips height is going to be.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize they made things like that, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like this orange little wedge. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
But fuck, you could probably even make it out of wood, man. You look pretty.
Yeah, he looks like he could do it himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee you next time we get a video from him, he's going to have it in there.
Hell yeah. Or if those plates are the right height too. They kind of don't look it, but I'm guessing they are.
Yeah.
What do you?
They do look a bit low. All right. Any other feedback for the beaker or?
No, man. Just the big things of.
Yep.
So it looks like he actually goes up. He's like doing all of his warm ups, his progression.
Yeah, right. So I guess that last one is the work set.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Any other feedback for the beaker, or is that all good? Just same as before.
You just got to get the bar in a good position to where you don't have to rely on your rack to kind of help you set up. Make it kind of in place. That way you move around the bar instead of the bar moving around you.
Yep.
Other than that, like your back is pretty good. Just remember to really squeeze it as you go through the reps, and with the bar being in place, that's going to help your hip height.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. All right, Beaker, send us another video, man. But those are looking pretty good. So, yeah, all good. I think that's actually it. We ripped through them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We did.
Yeah, that is it. So, where can people find you online, Chase, if they want to argue with you about politics and, whether you're on steroids or all this sort of stuff?
The main thing is Instagram. So
Yep.
just Chase Lindley, all lowercase, and you'll find me. I'm on the Starting Strength Instagram page, Facebook, all that stuff.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, anyway, thanks, Chase. Appreciate the time, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully, Rusty will be back next week. Maybe Alex too. So we'll see how it all goes.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks everyone for your videos and comments and whatnot. And we'll catch you next week.